Hey everyone! Hold on. Hello. Hi Heather, I even made a PowerPoint. I'm so dorky. So we'll wait a few minutes or a few seconds for everybody to get on. This is an amazing hydro flask I got at Young Living Convention. It's amazing. I filled it on Saturday when I took a little road trip for a business building class at 9 a.m. with ice water. I didn't drink very much, and around 6 p.m. I got thirsty and I said, let me open my water, and it still had ice water in it. That's like an entire day. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Hi from Temecula. Where's everybody else from? I got a ton of new followers on Periscope in the last 20 or 30 minutes, so I know people are coming from all over. Hey Monica, long time no see. Do you want to say hi, Diego? You can stay over here. Diego wants to say hello.
Hi.
This is probably the biggest boiler in the entire house. Heather, you'll be proud. I even did my work boards there. Got my goals up. All my 7Fs. I got them filled in. Got my monthly goals. Tons of stuff going on. The comp plan. Woohoo! I wish Periscope was landscape, but we'll do our best here. Alright, so we've got about 30 or so people on, and so we'll go ahead and get started. Let me look for... Heather, I had to send back my, what's it called? The stand was not working well for me, so I had to get a new one. So the comp plan, know your comp plan like the back of your hand. If I can get a steady hand here. Know the comp plan. I know, tripod. I'm working on it. Know your comp plan like the back of your hand. Very important. I was actually gonna find my calendar. Tape it, staple it, glue it somewhere you'll see it every day. Whether that's your refrigerator, your bathroom mirror, somewhere you look every day. So when I was working full time, and I was trying to work my little oily butt off, I taped this, only this portion, the creating a foundation portion. I taped that to the inside of my work folder, my work calendar, because I had a job where I was in meetings multiple times during the week, and I looked at that calendar and my entire work schedule was on there, my details for my day, so I knew I'd look at it more than once a day. I taped it in the inside flap, and every day I'd look at that thing. So when I would look at it initially, I was looking at creating a foundation. I kept looking up here because that makes sense. That's the qualifications. That's what you need to do to become executive. You need to start growing there. So I kept looking at that and looking at that and looking at that and saying, oh, I'm going to get to 4,000 OGV. I'm going to get to 4,000 OGV. Oh, I need to grow some legs. Well, guess what? That took forever. There's no game plan in shooting for an OGV or shooting for legs. That can kind of be a little bit more of an easier game plan later on down the comp plan path, but when you're creating a foundation, that doesn't do anything for you, focusing there. So one magical day, I looked at this Rising Star Team Bonus pool that covers the entire half of the page, and why I didn't see it sooner, I don't know. I guess it just wasn't the right time for me. So I read the Rising Star Team Bonus pool, and something in my head just clicked. Maybe I put the right oil on that day. During that time, I was doing Believe, I was diffusing Magnify Your Purpose. I don't think I had abundance yet, but I kept hearing about people putting abundance in their paint in their office walls, and I thought that was like such an amazing idea and couldn't wait to get to that point where I had a home office. But I only was doing like the oils I thought would help me. So that was what I got to. So my first tip, staple, glue it somewhere you will see it every day. Sorry for the shakiness here. So the next thing, do you know where your comp plan even is, where to get that paper? You can't currently purchase it because it's out of stock and it has like a new design. At least I haven't looked to see if you can purchase it, but last I checked you couldn't. So go to your back office, click on your member resources right here, and then right over here, comp plan highlights. Super easy. It's on the very front page of your member resources. And in case you didn't hear me the first 5 times, print it out and keep it visible daily. If you go to the comp plan tab down here, you can also find it at the top of that list. But there's so many other great resources in your comp plan. So know it, read your policies and procedures. If you ever attend a business building class with Heather or myself or anybody else, the first question you'll be asked is, have you read your policies and procedures? So I highly encourage you to do that, because a lot of times we give out a prize for somebody who's read the policies and procedures because you are in the fewer bunch. But you definitely should read that because questions arise all the time about the comp plan. So it will save you tons of heartache. So let's see, my next thing is, why is the Rising Star bonus so important? Look at how many legs you need for the diamond rings. Diamond 5, Crown Diamond 6, Royal Crown Diamond 6 legs. You might as well start building up to 7 legs minimum to get there a lot more efficiently. If you focus on building 2 legs and that's it, then you're gonna have a hard time getting from your 2 legs of executive over to your bigger 2 legs of silver, 3 legs for gold, and 4 legs for platinum. So you might as well be building for the top, right? So Rising Star bonus helps to create that. You create a foundation. Oh, don't bump the table, Diva. So create the foundation, and everything about YL is always named appropriately. Have you noticed your blends named very appropriately? Look at this comp plan. Creating a foundation. Building your business. I'm right in the middle of this tier of building, and I tell you, this is definitely building a business. Growing your OGV from 10 to 35 to 100, that takes a lot of work. And that's when you start really honing in on your business skills and, you know, following the people in front of you. And then the very end is developing leaders. You are definitely a leader once you hit the diamond rings. So we need to act like it. So let's see, creating a foundation, 6 legs. All right, so here it is. In case you didn't hear me again, print this and put it where you can see it. I tell you, every time you look at it, you'll see something new that speaks to you, and it's just an amazing little thing. So what I did is, this is exactly what I printed out. I didn't print out the entire comp plan, or it probably prints out that way because you don't have a choice, or if you have a tech savvy husband or you're computer savvy yourself, you can figure out how to crop it. I'm lucky enough to have a husband who's computer savvy, so he cut out this portion for me. I printed it, and this is what I stuck in my calendar because this is what I was working on. I didn't need to worry about the stuff over way to the right. So I'm not going to go over any of the bonuses. I'm not going to go over the commissions or anything like that. Those are things we can talk about at a later date. What we're talking about is this Rising Star Team bonus pool. Can everybody see it pretty clearly? Or if you have it pulled up on your own computer, you should be able. If you're a business builder and you're finally making that commitment, you need to be on 100 PVER. It says it in the big star. You need to be on 100 PV Essential Rewards. You can only learn how to use your products, and you can only learn how to love the products if you're on ER. You get points back, you get tons of freebies. There's no reason not to be on 100 PV if you are serious about building your business. Only stars, senior stars, and executives are eligible to earn shares based on 1% of all Wile's monthly commissionable sales. That's basically what you're earning is a share, 2 shares, and 3 shares, which will come out to a total of 6 shares. But you need to be star, senior star, and executive. And once you start, you become a member, you're only eligible for this Rising Star bonus for the first 2 years. So you need to kind of decide pretty quickly that you're loving Young Living. And if you're loving Young Living, there's no reason not to tell people. Number 3 on the qualifications, besides having those beginner ranks and the 100 PVER of yourself, is build 3 legs at 300. So you will see here, the very first thing you need to do is have 3 people on 100 PVER. I'm going to switch the slide because the slides just get better and better. All right. Rising Star Team bonus pool. Frontline members on 100 PVER. Start sharing your products, being a product of the product, and teach them to love their products. That's how you get people on ER. We get asked this question all the time. Well, how do you encourage your people to get on ER? If I'm just loving all my toothpaste, I'm teaching them how I use toothpaste for deodorant because I don't have time to make all my DIY deodorant and hairsprays or whatever it is that we're using. I am showing them that it's valuable to me and it could be valuable for them. So you want to be a product of the product, and you want to teach them to love their products. And the way you teach them is by continuing to have supplemental classes. Every class you teach doesn't have to be an intro class. You can teach Raindrop. You can teach how to use oils on kids. You can do a back to school stuff. This is the perfect time for that. In the spring is a good time to do a spring cleaning, chemical free home. That's kind of like a year-round easy class to do. Your intro class can be the chemical free home class, because I tell you, not everybody wants to just come to something called Intro to Essential Oils. So you got to make it catchy. So I'll teach a chemical free home class for newbies, and it's basically the intro class. I just called it something different. I'll teach a back to school with essential oils class. It's basically the intro class just out of the premium starter kit. So that's pretty much how you get people to come to different classes. And the continuing education, let's see, what else have we done? We've done emotional patterns with essential oils. We've done, we do tons of Raindrop ones. We do those more, I think, than anything else. We've done the ancient oils of scripture in the beginning quite a bit. And just getting together really with your members who are on ER or new members, following up with your new members. That was something I didn't do actually in the beginning that I really wish I did, and now I'm playing a lot of catch up, is I didn't follow up with new members. Scan nights for sure. Oh, scan nights, that's a whole nother. Let me finish about the other one. I never followed up with my new members, and now we have these great little handouts that I see in the files in our business groups, in Heather and Sarah's business groups, the one about the 21 days out of the box thing. That's such a great little handout. I actually started giving that out to my new members with their kit, especially if I'm giving them a rollover kit, I'll explain it right away. Here's a great way to learn how to use your oils one day at a time. So on day 1, you open the box and you use one oil. And the second day you do this. It has very detailed instructions, and I can't tell you how many times we've followed up with people months down the road and they've never even opened their box. So I don't want that to happen, because that means that there's people out there who have amazing tools in their hands and don't know how to use them. So scan nights, Heather said. A great thing about scan nights for members is it identifies what they need and what is most beneficial for them, so they feel like they're not wasting their money. So we do monthly scan nights at the beginning of the month, so that way you'll catch people before their ERs process. So my sister and our team members in Temecula usually have a scan night in the first week of the month, and then I have one out here where I'm at. But you know, that being consistent with that, it offers your team an opportunity to scan themselves, scan their families. We do it for free. We don't charge anybody in our downline or even crossline, because there's just no point. We're such a close-knit community where we're at, with being under Heather and everybody local. Judy is kind of an honorary member in our group, right, Judy? She has been scanning with us since the very beginning, and we've never, you know, treated her like she wasn't a part of the group. So you have to bless the people around you as well if you want that blessing to come back. I certainly want, when my team members are not local to me, that they have somebody or are able to scan or attend a class maybe of somebody in our cross line, because that's super helpful to increase those shares. Just because you're not directly benefiting, you know, Young Living's monthly sales is everybody, whether they're in your downline or not. So that's a good thing. So continuing education. The next part, once they're a product of the product, print this. Once they're a product of the product, this is when you start focusing on the Rising Star bonus, because then you have a few people on your front line who are on ER. So instead of spending a lot of my time on every single member on my front line, I'll continue to share with everybody what's going on, but I'm really going to start offering more specific help to the people on ER. Why? Because they already love their products. They're already invested in the Young Living products and the lifestyle. Once you commit to ER, that's kind of like raising your hand to me and saying, I'm in. So a lot of times people do still tell us, I don't want to build a business, and that's okay. Not everybody has to build a business. If you look at your comp plan or the income disclosure, it'll tell you the very tiny percentage of people that are business builders and the 90-something% that are actual Young Living members or distributors and above. So not everybody has to be a business builder, but if they're on your front line and they're on ER, there's always that potential. Encourage them to invite or share to help cover the cost of their ER. What that means is when I'm teaching classes and I have people on ER, I'll reach out to those people and say, hey, you have 100 PV ER or you're on ER. I know some of your friends are interested in what you're doing or they're asking you questions. Why don't you invite them if they're curious? And if they sign up or 2 people sign up, guess what? You get a bonus next month and that'll help cover your ER. When we first started using Young Living, we were super, super tight and budget conscious and very Dave Ramsey strict. So my ER had to come from my 2 signups from the previous month. And if I didn't get 2 signups, well then I only had a 50 PV ER put in. If I had 3 members sign up, I had 150 PV ER, and so we only really had to spend very little. So that's a good way to figure out how you're going to get those 7 people on your front line growing or their OGVs growing. Because nobody's really in the very beginning going to raise their hand and say, I'm a business builder, I'm a business builder. You'll find the few, but not everybody's going to jump at that. But everybody does want savings and everybody does want help getting their ER paid for. So focus on those members on ER, encourage them to invite, and the more classes you have, the more opportunity you have for them to do that. So share for them, share with them, watch them share. That's a good way for people who do finally decide, hey, I kind of like getting this little $100, $200 check every month that helps pay for my ER. And at the end of the year, if they're doing that, they'll have 20 something members, and that's pretty encouraging. And that's really at the point when we decided that we needed to look into the business side a little bit more. So, Rising Star bonus. Once you have 3 people on 100 PVER, and each of those people in that month signs up 2 people, that creates 300 OGV for them. And so you earn that 1 share. Everybody got that? On top of that, if you actually have 5 people on 100 PVER, and you've met the 3 people at 300, and additionally you have 2 people at 500, you're going to earn 3 shares total, the 2 here and the 1 here. And then on top of that, when you have 7 people on ER and they're growing and they're signing people up, you've met your 300 OGV in your first share, then you've met your 500 OGV in the second portion, and then 1,000, you're going to earn 6 shares total. Does that sound pretty clear to everybody? A couple times I've said this, it's kind of doesn't sound very clear, but that actually seemed pretty simple. So I don't want it to be too simple. So you always have to earn left to right though. So say I have 3 people at 100 PV and 2 of them are over 500 and 1 of them's over 300. That doesn't mean that I earn 2 shares. That means that I've still only earned the 1 share because I have 3 people above 300. I didn't have enough legs to earn all 5. Right? Any questions about that? All right. So don't forget to print the Rising Star Team bonus pool. Little quiz. Let's see if Judy gets this one right. Mary has 5 frontline members on ER. Leg 1 is at 100 PVER with 500 OGV. Leg 2 is 100 PVER with 550. Leg 3 is at 75 with 550. Leg 4 is at 100 with 300. And leg 5 is at 100 with 300. How many shares is Mary going to earn? Anybody? Anybody? Yay, Monica for the win. I think Heather's going to give you something. I'm just kidding. We will send you a nice little goodie. So that's 1 share. And it could have been 3 shares, but Mary had 1 person on 75 PVER. Another thing I've kind of learned about this is people need to know your goals. Don't be shy about it. There's plenty of times that I've earned all 6 and then some of these ER processes that I was kind of counting on, because you know if you hover over that little box, it'll tell you potentially what their ER is going to be unless they change it that night. So I've had somebody process an ER under 100 and then I lost all 6 shares. So if people don't know though that you know you're going for a goal, they're not going to maintain that. So it's always a good idea to keep people in the loop, because I thought I would be pushy, or I thought I'd be really salesy, or you know, just sound like I was so business, but that's not true. People want to help you too. And our members are typically our friends and our family, and so they want to help you reach your goals as well. And if they can't do it, they'll just tell you. Sometimes if it's really close to 100, I'll just say, can you throw a lemon in there for me, because I could always use lemon. I don't specifically buy big purchases to make goals, but you know, if it's 5 or 10 PV short, why not? So that is 1 share. Judy, you got to get this one first. Leg 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all on 100 PVER. Look at those OGVs. How many shares is Jana gonna earn? I'm manifesting this for Jana. How many shares is Jana gonna earn? Is she gonna earn 1? Is she gonna earn 3? Or is she gonna earn all 6? That is the front line of 6 shares right there. Because she has 2 legs over 1,000. Everybody's on 100 PVER, so everybody here qualifies her for the Rising Star Team bonus. There's 1,000, 1,000 right here. 2 people over 1,000. There's 2 people over 500. And then there's 3 people over 300. So that qualifies Jana for her 6 shares. So you always got to pay attention to that. 6 shares means a lot on an executive check. Oh, and I've got one that has to go to the bathroom. Just 1 second, 1 second. So, Rising Star Team bonus. Print it. Print it, print it, print it so that you know it. We can do a little bit more if you guys need a little bit more clearer. I wanted to do a YouTube video on this specifically, but then I wouldn't get feedback or questions. So, my recap. Pray for those who need your info and we'll find you. Okay, I'm going to take you right now. In wellness, purpose, or abundance. Because everybody needs us in wellness, but some people really do want to find us in abundance. So we can help them find that. Be a product of the product. Do the classes. Focus on your art and share. All right, there you go. Got to take somebody to the bathroom. Talk to you.